The majority of the time when you are manifesting, for the majority of people, from what I've seen, you guys are insane, and this is the reason why you are not getting what you want. And usually I'm very sweet, but today we have to be straightforward. You are insane and you need to stop this insanity. Hello everyone, my name is Neyah, and on this channel we talk everything about manifestation, esotericism, and so much more. And on Patreon I do make extra videos, and right now I have my own website. You can check it down below for private coachings and sessions and so much more. But let's get started with today's video. And actually with today's video I want to talk again about Neville Goddard and his famous story about going to Barbados. I love the story of Neville Goddard. If you don't know the story of Neville Goddard manifesting going to Barbados, I highly suggest you stop this video and go on Google and Google Neville Goddard going to Barbados. So I'm going to assume that the majority of you guys watching this channel already probably know the story, and I will briefly sum it up for you. Neville Goddard was trying to manifest, actually this was his first manifestation, going to Barbados, and he met his master, his guru, his teacher, his friend Abdullah, that taught him about the law and taught him that indeed he was already in Barbados if he wanted to, and he just had to imagine being in Barbados, and that was done. Now, because the mirror reality as a delay, and the delay of mirror reality, so the time between you being here and you having your manifestation will shorten the more you practice manifestation, up to a point where it will feel like it's almost instant. However, especially at the beginning and every single time, there will always be a slight delay, and I'm gonna make a video either here on Patreon explaining you the science why the mirror reality has a delay. So even if you are an instant manifester like myself, I manifest super rapidly, I still notice a slight delay between my thoughts, my imagination, and the 3D reality. So in the process of the delay period where Abdullah was saying to Neville, it's done, you are already in Barbados, of course the young Neville was exactly like you guys. So no judgment whatsoever. I've been there, you guys have been there, we all have been there, and even Neville has been there. He was questioning reality. Initially what happened, he did imagine and he felt like he was in Barbados. This for you could be translated into you are excited about your manifestation, you desire something, you start affirming, you start doing all the techniques, you're so happy about it. Generally this is what happens for people. We get hyped up and excited, all great, and then in the process of doing that, what happened to Neville, he started questioning because he wasn't in Barbados, and that's exactly what happens to you. You start doing everything correctly, you're not doing anything wrong, and then as soon as the 3D, it's not conforming in the way that you want. For some of you could be a week, for some others of you the spiral moment could be after a month, it could be after a year, it really depends. But usually what I see happening, you start freaking out and start paying attention to the 3D circumstances, and then the complaint happens where your insanity freaking kicks in, and that's where Neville Goddard insanity kicked in. So thank God Neville had Abdullah at that time, and that's why I think he became the great teacher that indeed he was during his lifetime, because he had this harsh experience. So he started not seeing results, and obviously he started questioning whether or not he was insane. Your insanity. And then therefore he went to Abdullah and just started to complain. Now probably Abdullah didn't even give him the time to complain, which is what I did also with my friend, and I'm going to tell you the story in a second. Today is going to be a video of a lot of story, but because you guys are going to empathize with the story, you guys are going to see yourself in the stories, and because you're going to see yourself, you're going to stop being freaking insane. And I'm going to explain you why. So he starts going insane and not seeing results, go to Abdullah, his teacher, his friend, and starts to, complain. I don't see any results. I am not in Barbados. And Abdullah did the only sane thing to do. Because honestly, this is what I do with my friends. This is what I do with myself. This is what I do with my clients. It's the only sane thing to do. It's not opening. Abdullah didn't open the door and said, please, Neville, sit down. I'm your therapist. Let me hear about your insanity. Let me hear about your complaint. Let's talk about it a little bit more. There are sometimes you need therapy, sometimes you need to rent it out, and that's okay. But Abdullah knew better and wanted to see Neville as a winner. So the only thing that Abdullah did, which was the only sane thing to do, was to smash the door in the face of Neville and said, please do not come back. It's done. You have already gone to Barbados. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And this has taught Neville to stop spiraling, to stop being insane. And later on, if you know the story, Neville did manifest it very successfully to go to Barbados. He did learn not to settle down for a no from his subconscious mind or from the universe, and he became the teacher that we know today. Now, this is what happens. You don't have to believe in the law for the law to work. You're insane if you need to believe in the law. It's like saying, I need to believe in gravity in order for gravity to work. No, you don't. Gravity works regardless of your belief. And I am so done hearing people online like, you have to believe in the law. You have to know that you're the God of your reality. If you understand this conceptually, that's even better and it will make your life easier. But no, you don't have to believe in the law in order for the law to work. The law works regardless. And there are even probably scientific reasons through the simulation theory, the holographic theory, quantum physics, and cubism that can explain why. I made videos about it. I made a webinar about it. Check it out to make your logical mind shut up a little bit and stop being insane. And why am I saying insane? Because in the moment, in whatever shape or form, that you realize that your observations, your thoughts, whatever you hold consistently in your mind collapses reality and creates reality to a certain extent. I actually believe that we jump through reality, like we literally quantum jump. But whatever it is for you, once you understand that everything that you want, it's already done in the super world, there is a quantum field where there is a version of you that is already experiencing what you want, and the only thing that you have to do is realizing that it's done, and your observation, what you observe collapses reality in the moment that you do all the affirmations or the technique and whatnot. And then as soon as something in the 3D you don't like, you freak out, you go to a coach, you go to a friend, you go in the comment section screaming, complaining, talking about the circumstances, and then delaying even more your manifestation. You are freaking insane. And somebody needs to tell you this. You needs to tell you that you gotta stop. You gotta stop the insanity, because in the moment that I realized that I was wasting every second of my life looking at the 3D and complaining and bitching about it rather than do and become day by day the person that already has what I want, I realized, what am I doing? I'm insane. Like affirming and doing the technique, then complaining, then start it again, then do it and doing the same thing over and over and over again without seeing any results is the definition of insanity. No wonder it doesn't work. You gotta change. You gotta change yourself first. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna stop complaining. Coaching, manifestation videos are not therapy. If you need therapy, we are gonna go to therapy. We're gonna rant out all of our emotions. We're gonna go through that trauma. And then at some point in our life, we're gonna decide, I am done being insane. The law works regardless if I affirm or not. So who am I gonna choose to be? And from this moment, we're gonna do like Neville did. We're gonna again stop complaining, and we're gonna do it no matter what the 3D is showing. That's it. At some point in your life, I hope you're gonna choose, I'm gonna stop being insane. And I'm gonna start doing it for real, because there is no way around it, and I'm sick and tired to live the same reality over and over and over again, and it's time for me to take responsibility for my reality. This is exactly what I did with a friend of mine, and I have her story, by the way, on my YouTube. Sorry, the light is so strong today. I have her story on my YouTube on how she manifested her SP, and she's been more than 6 months not seeing results. And I remember when she was coming to me complaining, and sometimes even today she complains here and there about the situation, even though it's going great, but you know, sometimes there are certain things that are still conforming. In the process of conforming 100%, she sometimes get caught up in complaints like she used to do before. And when she calls me, I'm like, I don't want to hear about this. Well, why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about the 3D circumstance? I don't want to hear about it. I already told you it's done. That's it. And I hang up the phone. Now, the majority of people will consider me has to be insensitive, not empathic, not a good friend. You know what happened? You know what happened after a day of her stopping complaining and me presenting to her the harsh reality that she was going insane. And in fact, what she wanted with this guy was already done. What happened was that not only he was already conforming, he conformed even more, telling her how much he misses her every single day, how much he feels her energy around him all the time, and how much he wants to be with her. And it's one thing after another, and he's conforming more and more, even stronger than my last video. And that's why I said to her, I need to make multiple videos about you, like a Netflix docu-series about you manifesting your SP. So call me insensitive, call me not empathic. I know I am empathic, and I know that sometimes getting out of the comfort zone, and I really know that traumatic situations want to hold you back. I know that the 3D wants to hold you back, but yet again, what are we gonna do? Are we going to be insane now that we know that the law works? And if you don't believe me, read so many success stories that have used multiple methods, affirmation, visualizations, the 3-day method that I talked about on my video, the Neville Goddard technique. There are so many success stories. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna sit here and after all the work that we have done, are we gonna complain, react to the situation, revert back to the old self and start all over again and drag this entire manifestation for freaking years? Is that what are we gonna do? Don't you think that that is insanity? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that anymore. Starting from today, we are going to apply what we know. We are going to every day start with gratitude, because we even need to stop that when you're going to get the SP, when you're going to get the money, when you're going to get the manifestation, that's when I'm going to be happy. Put that behavior, that mentality out of the window. I don't care about the situation. I've been living even in the middle of the street. And even when I was poor I was still able to smile. I was still able to look at the sky and be grateful for my health. I was still able to be happy for having some money to eat a sandwich. And every single day, we're gonna start acting with a little bit of gratitude in our heart, first and foremost. Second, we're going to enjoy the journey that takes us to our manifestation, because we know that the law works, and we are gonna start applying it. And applying it means say goodbye to the old self. I am going to identify as the person that is in a wonderful relationship with SP or with whoever person that has the money, that has the job. And every single day I'm going to imagine, I'm going to create slides, I'm going to live it as much as possible in my mind as if it's real. And the third thing, every single time that I'm gonna catch myself looking at the 3D, catching myself complaining about something, I'm gonna revert back to gratitude and revert back to believing that I'm insane for complaining, because I'm wasting my precious focus and my precious energy complaining. We're gonna stop doing that, and we're gonna revert back to sanity like Abdullah will do, and knowing that it is done. How do I know it is done? It is freaking done. You don't need to know it. You just have to say it. It is done. And if you still have an inquisitive mind, you want to know more, we are going to learn about the science behind manifestation. We are going to learn about quantum physics. We're going to learn why the observer effect and possibly the simulation theory and the fact that this universe is a hologram and indeed there is a super world, a quantum field where all the possibilities are real, exists. We're going to learn about that instead of wasting time complaining. Because if you're still in doubt, that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn about the science behind manifestation. We're not going to waste time complaining. So, or if you don't want to know the science, we're not going to waste time complaining because that doesn't make us feel good. And because what makes us feel good represents the state of the wish fulfilled to a certain extent, instead of complaining, we are going to do some gratitude perhaps, or we're gonna do activities that make us feel better. And then from better, we're doing a little bit better, and then a little bit better, and then a little bit better, and poof, guess what? You arrived to your manifestation because it was done in the first place. It was done in the first place. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay, I've been holding your hands for a while. I have been nice for a while, but I don't want to hear complaining ever again. And I love you guys. I'm always here for you. Even yesterday, I was talking to a super sweet client of mine. She's doing great. And sometimes, even her, she gets caught in complaining. And yesterday, I just had to be straightforward. I texted her. She's doing DM coaching. I texted her and I was like, listen, because she was talking about a third party. And I said, you know what? I had a news for you. And she said, what? I had a news that the third party is gone. She has found someone amazing for her, and now your SP is completely free. And guess what? I heard that he wants to be back with you. And she said, what? This is what happened. Now we're gonna talk about this. Third party is gone. In my mind, she doesn't exist. And finally, after I played pretend and I explained it to her in that way, she got it. She got what I was meaning with that. That there is no need to talk about who doesn't exist. There is no need to talk about wanted circumstances for more than one day because they don't exist anymore. I do understand that we are not robots. I do understand that sometimes you need to rant. God, if I've been there. Sometimes you need to cry. Sometimes you need to be angry. I get it. Fine, but not more than one day. Not more than one day. Then we're going to do it less, we're going to do it less, and we are always going to be on top of our game because we want our manifestation fast, easy, and effortless. Okay? So you're insane. I hope you can see your insanity, and because the law works regardless if you want it or not. So complaining is just an act of insanity like it was for Neville. I hope now you can feel sane again and go back on track. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more videos. Follow me on Patreon. Check my website, and I see you very soon on this channel.